Greetings and salutations. Good morning, Laura. How are you this morning? So good, I hope. You know, if nothing else, it's good to be together, right? I'm ready to get artsy. I hope you are too. How is Florida this morning? Is it hot and muggy? Because it's hot and muggy here. That's for sure. That's for sure. Good morning, Jan. Hello, hello, hello. Were you able to make your trip to Mike's Twisted Plate? And if you did, what did you have to eat there? It's a fabulous establishment, that's for sure. That is for sure. That's so funny. So today is my first day to water my plants with my banana water. I eat bananas every morning, and so I made the mistake of only putting 2 banana peels in there and then filling it with water. And I should have just put the banana peels in there and close the lid and maybe put just a little bit of water, but whatever. I'm sure I will work out my own system as time goes on. Oh, Jan, those are, oh, the sand dunes are so beautiful. Have a blast. So you know, it's so fascinating. I am going to the UP next week. It's one thing I need to talk to you guys about. I will be gone. I think I told you this, but I don't know. I could have dreamed it. I will be gone from the 11th through whatever that Tuesday is. I think it might be the 17th. I come home on the 17th. And so I will be doing pop-in paint parties probably on different days. You never know. But it'll be from my mom and dad's dining room table. So just know I will somehow get the word out to you guys where I am and what I'm doing and all that kind of jazz. Carm, I already sent Lindsay a message this morning. I texted her early this morning, so just so you know. So my friend Lindsay has been evacuated from her home in Northern California. Please keep them all in your thoughts and prayers. Those wildfires are crazy, that's for sure, and just scary, you know? Just scary. So, Menominee, that's so cool. That's so cool. I have a lot of cousins who have lived in and about Menominee. Those fires are terrible. They are. We get lots of them here in Arizona too because it's so dry. But you know, all we can do is pray now, you know? All we can do is pray. She said she packed her car and got out, and so that's the most important thing, right? But I can't imagine trying to choose what to fit in your car, you know? That would be a crazy thing, wouldn't it? Like, what would you fit in your car? What would you pack in there? That's got to be a crazy thing. So I have a couple things I want to talk to you guys about today. first and foremost, remember that this Saturday is Let's Get Artsy Together Apart. So that is our artist study series. And this Saturday, it's a free class held right here on my Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook page. And this Saturday, we're going to be following Faith Ringgold. She is just this American treasure, and so I can hardly wait to share her with you. We studied her once last in 2020, and so we're going to revisit her and play with her techniques one more time, or maybe a bunch more times. But anyway, this Saturday, that's what we're going to do right here on Corbiere-Scott Designs at 9 a.m. Saturday morning. So I have another couple things I wanted to share with you. I'm trying really hard to not say And you know what happens when you're trying to not do something? Then you do it a whole bunch of times, you know. So on Tuesday, I painted this card. Do you remember? I painted this panel, the slimline panel. And as I was looking at it, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. So I took it off of the, there I go again. I took it off of the board that I had it down on. I had just purchased these slimline stencils from, I believe this was from Kay's store in Moorhead, Minnesota. Anyway, what I was thinking, and I'd seen people using their stencils as an embossing plate. And so I ran it through, so I just taped it down. I taped the panel down, and then I taped the stencils on top, and I ran it back and forth through my die cut machine a couple of times, and it was super faint. And so while it was still taped down, I just spritzed it with water, and then I ran it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then I dried it with my heat tool, and it's still kind of faint, but it's super cool. Do you see that lattice? So pretty. So I will play with that technique some more. And then I die cut the edge with my Trinity stitched rectangle slimline die. And I felt like that was lots of cool texture. You know, I'm all about texture and dimension and all of that kind of thing. So this is Diamond Plaid from Pink Fresh. And it was, I think it was $11. And I just feel like you could do this, you could use these in a billion different ways. So I want to do some ink blending and, all kinds of things. I have, I have way more ideas than time, everyone. Does anyone else suffer from that affliction? So I thought that I would put this card together so I can send it off to Shari, the namesake of this art printable. Okay, where did I put my, there we go. So I'm going to put some, and I cut this so that this was the whole panel, was just the artwork. I didn't do a mat on this one. I just like to change things up for myself, you know. I get bored if things are the same. Yes, I have more ideas than time too. Yes, 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 Nance. It's the stinking truth, isn't it? Good morning, Maureen. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere this panel to the front of this card base. And then I have I was going to do that the other way around. Oh, well. I have the banner and the sentiment that I wanted to put on there. Hello Flower is the name of the series. It's what I started out with. Hello Flower is what my friend Stacy calls me. Every time she meets me, she says, "Hello Flower." And I just loved it. And I love flowers. I wear them in my hair. I have them on my table. I pick them every chance I get. I take copious amounts of pictures of them. I draw them, you know. So I just thought Hello Flower was a cool thing to use as a sentiment. So I'm going to stick this one right in the center. And I just like it, the white on white, because they're both on watercolor paper. So I felt like that worked well. But now I think I want to pop this with my foam tape. And then I have, good morning, Sharon. How are you? So happy to see you. So let's take this one. I just don't want these to kind of sag, so I will put little bits on the ends, and then I'm feeling like I want it to be like right there. Don't you think that's a nice, I don't know if, I think it's a nice composition, and so I'm not sure exactly about putting doodads on there yet, so I think, oh, you are so welcome, Sharon. It was my absolute pleasure. I have a great big pile of cards to finish writing out and then sending out again this week. Look at how, I just love it. I just love it, love it, love it. But today I wanted to share something super fun with all of you. You know, I like my first love is art, right? And so, and I pride myself in creating artsy cards. I want my cards to be just a little bit different, just a little bit edgy. So what I'm thinking is that I want my dahlia today to be yellows and oranges, and I want my background to be blues and purples. So I'm gonna start with that turquoise. Can you see that? Let's see if I scoot this over a little bit. So I'm gonna start I'm gonna do that kind of mottled background. And as always, I've tried to warm up my watercolors by activating them a little bit this morning. So you see, I'm just kind of little by little building that color. And these two work super well together. They kind of create that pretty periwinkle. But I also have this blue here, right here on my palette. I'm gonna come in with that. So by doing this, I've already started creating a lot of visual interest, right? I've already started the base of an artsy card. And I just really like mixing colors right on my substrate. And this is not to say that I will do this for every single card. I just like having all kinds of techniques in my artsy arsenal, in my noggin, you know? I like to give myself all of the possibilities. Now I'm just gonna come in closer to the petals. Little by little, pull some of the color from over here. So my watercolors today are from Josie Lewis. She is another watercolor artist, and she does amazing. Her stuff is just amazing. So check her out. You can purchase them. She's on Instagram, Josie Lewis, Lewis. Okay, let's see if I, there, Josie Lewis. Okay, so now let's dry this. You know, I'm all about drying in between. But you know, you can do this with, Sharon, you can do any of these techniques with whatever watercolors you have. If you have Crayolas, then you're just gonna need to add a bit more color because it's not as pigmented as this, but you can use whatever you have. I don't ever want anybody to feel like they can't create, you know, because they don't have the exact same thing. But I will just tell you, her colors are fabulous if you are in the market. Ooh, Jane Davenport, she has really pretty colors too. Okay, so there's my first layer, right? So now, so you know, I am all about trying every kind of technique I can. I don't deny myself any cuteness. In this bag, I have this little crazy makeup sponge from my friend Joni. I know, crazy. And so I wanted to make my background more interesting. So remember, we've certainly done color mixing as our background before, and we've certainly used stencils before to add lots of visual interest. So today I have a piece of punchinella, and this is just the stuff that they use, that they punch sequins out of. And then this is the like remnants, and it's an artist's best friend. So I'm going to take a little corner of my sponge, my little dollar store makeup sponge, and I have some Dr. P.H. Martin's white, bleed proof white, and I'm just stamping it off, and I'm just going to come in and do kind of hints. Yep, there we go. That's exactly what I want. I want it to be super subtle because we're going to do mark making on the backside of on the base of this card. So I'm just going to little by little. So you could use a stencil, you could use whatever you have. Ooh, that's a good one. Right? Just little bits. So that's already starting to look more artsy, right? So I've taken a couple of classes from other artists. Well, I took all kinds of classes from other artists. But so a couple of things that I learned from other artists. I take a class from Andrea Garvey. Check her out. And she made this tool, and this is no kidding. It's 2 pieces of cardboard with toothpicks inside. I know, crazy, right? So we're going to take some of that, and this is going to be super subtle too. We're just going to get a little bit of paint on the edge of our toothpicks, and it's just going to make little bits of marks. And that's what we want. We want it to be super subtle. We don't want it to be a pattern of any kind. We just want lots of cool visual interest. right? So there's one more layer of little bits of visual interest, right? And then okay, so now I have all kinds of other mark making things that I use oftentimes in my own art. So I have bamboo skewers, because that's cool for making dots, blah, 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 blah. And you can get a pack of these at the dollar store. I have this tool from my sewing kit, and it just it makes lines in your, you know, you put it in chalk and you make a line on your fabric. But look, do you see those little polka dots? So this is a cool way to bring a totally new element to your card making. Like, seriously, I could do this forever and a day. So I need to like teach myself to stop. Right, so do you see how just this little bit, look at the visual interest up in the corners, right? And it's just only going to enhance our flower once we paint it. Do you see what I'm talking about? Like, we have layers and layers and layers of texture and dimension, and that's what mixed media is all about. It's been a dream of mine to mix those my two loves of mixed media, like mixing all of my mixed media love with card making. And I think that might be why I kind of shied away from card making for a while, because it was just so different than where I kind of am. So here's another tool. I have a pencil that has the I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 octagon. Is it octagon? No. So we'll just do a few of these, and you can do some of them kind of coming off the side. So that's another tool. And then you can take your bamboo skewer and take some of that color and just scribble it out. Scribble it out. Scribble it out. Take some more of that white and just kind of scribble. I love that. Perfect. I'm loving that. So cool. So do you see, like, simple tools? And just keep these in a Ziploc bag. Look at this. Some more toothpicks. And I didn't wrap this tight enough. Whatever. But anyway, and then you can make like a shape, like a cluster of dots. So that's an idea too. So now that we've created that background, I want to start on my flower. So I'm going to start with some yellow, and that's super bright. So I'm going to spread my color around And then I think I might dab some of this off with the paper towel, but I want to get even coverage of the same color over the entire flower first, right? So let's do that. And then we're going to take our paper towel, dab it off, see where we're going. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. So now we can continue to build up our, I have this really nice kind of a golden rod that I mixed up for something, who knows what. I'm gonna do that on the centers, or the base of my petals. And I'm just gonna jiggy-jaggy blend it out. And continue to build out my flowers, my petals, I should say, until I get that nice orangey yellow. And the reason that I picked orangey yellow is because the opposite of purple on the color wheel, where are we? The opposite of purple on the color wheel is yellow. The opposite of blue on the color wheel is orange. And because I've kind of mixed those two, I'm gonna go for like a yellowy orange and see where I'm at, right? I like to keep like some white. I just like to apply color in this way because then I get this really, I get a little bit of the super light yellow. I get some of the white bits that I left there. And then I'm gonna wipe that off on my underpaper. Clean my brush. And then come back with a damp brush so I can kind of soften those edges from one shade to the next. But if it's not, that's all right too. So we tried this new wing place the other day. Now I'm going to come in with a little bit deeper, but that same orangey yellow, and then I'll go to the straight orange. So I'm going to continue to just do this dab, dab, dab throughout the whole flower. So anyway, we went to this new chicken wing place. I'm not a huge chicken wing person, but Jeff loves them, and so I knew he would love it. And they had, like, you could get boneless chicken wings, and I was like, all right, I'll get that. They also had like a chicken sandwich and a buffalo chicken salad. Anyway, so we got, I'll let that sit for a second and then I'll tap it off. So we got some wings, and I decided on getting, oh, it's so pretty. I decided to get the boneless chicken wings. So we came home, so we had, hi Keels. Are you home now, or are you still in Florida? So anyway, I got like 5 boneless chicken wings, lemon pepper, and Jeff got, I don't know, 10 and super hot, I'm sure. And we got these Cajun fries. So we got home and sat down to eat, and it was so salty. I can't even, and I'm not a freak about like not eating salt, but oh my gosh, it was so salty. Like you could barely, it was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh my gosh. So I don't think we'll be going back. And the whole time I kept thinking, is that the way it's supposed to taste? Is that, because she said, do you want it Atlanta style? So we said yes, because we wanted to, you know, try out whatever their specialty is. And all I kept thinking was, is that Atlanta style? Where it's super, super salty? I don't know. It was crazy. And the sad thing was, they were delicious. They were just super salty. Everybody take a drink. Okay. I think I want to let that one dry. So Keels, we're creating mixed media backgrounds for our cards. I did some mark making on this one, and then we're going to paint our flower in an opposite color on the color wheel. There we go. So because the background is mixed media-ish, I feel like we really need to make our flower pop. And so now that I have my base of color on there, I really want to concentrate on really building the orange on the petals. So now I'm going to take my time and just really start to build my orange. So I'm going to put some down, wipe off my brush, dip it in the water, tap it off, and then just kind of gently move that color out to the edges of the petals. Because we have that beautiful base of that beautiful golden yellow, look at the dimension that we're already getting. Right? We're already getting some nice depth and oh, I'm loving it. I just really love when it has that, whoops, I think I need some more water here. All of those layers of color, like for me, that's the magic. Color, then damp brush, and pull that color out. Just little by little, work it out. Good morning, Denise. How are you today? Glad to have you here. we go. Oh, I'm digging it. Little by little. And you know, the dahlias are blooming all over right now. And they are, you know what's crazy to me is how many, what do you want to say? How many versions, for lack of a better word, species, I don't know what the right verbiage is, but how many different kinds of dahlias there are. And there are some that are like as big as someone's hand. I'm telling you, so beautiful. It's turning out kind of how I pictured it in my head. But I really want the background to be beautiful, but to kind of fade. I just want it to enhance my flower. Oh, are they keels? So do you, like next year I will be more mindful of which dahlias I grow, because I really like the ones with layers and layers and layers of petals. And so I will look for seeds of those. Although I will plant so many more next year. And I thought I planted a lot this year, but oh my gosh, they make me so happy. They're so pretty. So which kind of zinnias did you plant, Keels? I feel like I'm getting where I want to go, you know? I just know that I really want a nice contrast between my flower and my background. I want the flower to pop. And so I'm trying to little by little build that contrast. Make the flower bold enough that the background starts to fade away. Do you know what I mean? But it's still super cool to look at. I'm going to come back in with my damp brush. I'm loving it. I hope that everybody is inspired to go try something different today, you know? Try an artsy background. Try some mark making on your card creating. Remember that we cover all of those things. We cover lots of mark making in my state fair mix. Oh, I bet those are pretty. We do lots of mark making in my art journaling classes. So in Inspire Your Heart to Make Art, even my Bible journaling, Let's Get Artsy with Our Bibles, and Wordsmith Art, we'll be doing lots of mark making. Mark making just adds like a whole new dimension to your artwork. I washed my hair this morning and then it started to get hot. And I didn't have time to run upstairs to grab a ponytail, so I have my hair held up with a chopstick. And the chopstick was from my mark making supplies. But you know what? It is doing a great job holding my hair up. I really like that blend when the color just starts to come up the sides, but quite subtly, you know. I feel like that just adds to that nice form of those petals. And the dahlia petals are so beautiful. Just that slow build of color. I feel like that really is working for me this morning. Here we go. We're on the downhill slide. So I feel like I might want to go a little bit deeper with my orange. Like this one, like these two right here. I'm feeling like I really like these, so I feel like I might want to build more orange. So funny, these kind of look like candy corn down here. I wonder if there's such a thing as a candy corn dahlia. You know, flowers are named all kinds of funny names. It's so funny. I feel like I'm going around in a circle, but every now and again, I'll find something that I completely missed. It's so funny. Rinse, tap off, blend, blend, blend. Blend, blend, blend. All right, I think I'm gonna let that dry for a bit. How am I doing on time? I'm digging that. Digging it, digging it, digging it. It's almost, I want it to appear that the flower is popped off the card base. So I'm gonna kind of ponder that for a bit. Well, I think I'm going to sign off a little early today. I need to go to the bathroom, and so nature calls. I adore you all. I'm so grateful for you taking time out of your day to hang with me and to paint with me and to create artsy backgrounds. Come on. I love that. I hope that everybody has an amazing Thursday and that you will for sure join me right back here Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Arizona time to join in our artist study series where we will play with Faith Ringgold style. So let's get artsy together apart Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Arizona time, right here. I adore you all. Thank you. Bye.